This is my friend Anchal. Today's story is dedicated to Mindhal Mata. Mindhal Mata, the protector goddess of non-elite people of Jammu who worship Shakti. That is my understanding of Mindhal Mata. His song is playing in the background. I hope it's not too loud. But yeah, Anchal. Because he's like Rajput, but also like not from the ruling class, so I feel like the story I'm about to tell, like he would understand and still be able to laugh about it with me. Because I think some people take these things too seriously, so like we can't even laugh about it in the end. Like one of the girls who was like coming for Kali Rinpoche, like she was so serious about it, she blocked me on Facebook. I was just trying to point out the obvious that if people don't have political sovereignty, it's very difficult for them to have spiritual sovereignty. But like she just took it as like a affront to her bourgeois existence, you know? And I get it. Like it's hard to advocate sometimes if the resources are dwindling. But anyways, Anchal knows how to do that because he's from an area in Jammu where people have never given up, even though things are very difficult. Anyways, I have just half an hour on this live right now, and I'll jump into the story. So, this is my artwork for him. This is like a name card from Vishal, who works for the Indian Army, and then this is from a magazine. This is a London-based artist. I don't know the name. And this is Rip and Dip. And underneath it all is my friend Anchal, who's trying to protect indigenous land while being non-elite. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? He's now an actor on YouTube. I think that's his new thing. He's an actor now. Because singing, I guess, is a little bit too much effort nowadays. Like, imagine back in the day when there was no social media, like, singing actually was easier. But now with social media, acting is the way to go. So, Anchal. Shout out to Anchal. Okay, now let us get into the actual story of today. It is a bit gossipy. I hope you can bear with me. So, back in the day when I was a college student, we had to organize these events for Nepo babies, right? And the Nepo babies wanted beautiful things on their CV. So Model United Nations was a very convenient way to get those Nepo babies something, right? And I took that job pretty seriously. I also wrote like an Atlantic article under a different name about it, and it's titled Money, S, and something else. You can find it. And there was a lot of like fighting for privilege going on in behind the scenes. And so I was witness to one of them because one of my best friends was so infatuated by this Yale graduate, okay? And actually he wasn't a graduate yet, he was going to Yale. Okay, so she wanted to be with him, but he was actually gay. So he was secretly seeing someone else who was not part of the event organizing team. And that person somehow winnowed his way into behind the scenes. And I found out later this guy was actually borrowing money from everyone except me. I think because he knew I was American, so he kind of stayed away from me. But everyone else somehow was victim of his fraud. And that only came out years later, that this gay person who was not even part of the organizing team for these Nepo babies was asking people for money and then using it for YSL and also maybe his boyfriend who went to Yale. And the crazy thing was, my best friend who liked this Yale guy, she never got a straight answer from him. He never said that, you know, I don't like you. He always kept her somehow in the loop of things. And he also never came out, right? He never came out with the fraud and said, you know, this fraud guy is my boyfriend. So everyone was just kind of confused about the whole situation, and I was fortunate enough to be my best friend's friend. So then I knew how much pain she was in because I could see that she was in pain, but I couldn't like put my finger on exactly like how deep this problem goes until recently. Actually, someone documented his affair with a teacher in the similar system of elites, and he actually posted those videos somewhere. I haven't watched them, but you can find them if you have a friend. And apparently those videos were very salacious and very like attention grabbing, and the public is actually divided in regards to like who's at fault. They can't really set in stone like, is the student at fault or is the professor at fault. So personally, I do think it is an abuse of power. You shouldn't be dating your students, period, regardless of your sexuality. But then like it brought me back to those days when I was the event organizer. Like imagine if like some professor was doing that to one of the Nepo babies, and I didn't know that I had such a huge responsibility to these Nepo babies. I thought I was just like, you know, on a vacation. And then later on, everything kind of dawned on me that, oh my gosh, like how much responsibility was entrusted to me. So today's story is dedicated to Mindhal Mata, Jai Mata Di, and I hope you guys have like safe yatras. Don't trust any weird guy on these trips. Like try to just, you know, travel in groups, and then once you get there, you can kind of relax. But like on your way, yeah, be careful. And this is my friend singing. Yo! Shout out to my friend. This is him.